I was young once yesterday. It wasn't for very long. I think I was shaving, either that or cleaning fish, or riding in a Yugo to Tunica with a righteous, buxom baby girl who'd have you switching political views for just a taste, and she's just hoping I stop for cigarettes and leave the engine running so she can leave my ass in Clarksdale, Mississippi, right there at the crossroads at 2:30 a.m. on May 38th, with nothing on me but my favorite pair of yellow socks, my Abraham Lincoln finger puppet, and my cherished wrinkled 8x10 glossy of Alfred E. Newman. And the thing is, I gotta say, it's really amazing how courageous you can be on a moonless night when bursting into tears is not an option. Or maybe none of that happened yesterday. Or maybe I was young once yesterday when I was shaving. To be or not to be? That's a good question. I'm going to throw my lot in on be as opposed to not to be, as opposed to be some wisp of steam twirling around in the grand firmament of creation somewhere between the farthest galaxy and the Bellevue Walmart, somewhere between the fall of Rome and the rise of disco, somewhere between the invention of the light bulb and the invention of the light switch, wherever the treasure chest is that holds the answers to all the real questions like, why do men have nipples? Do angels fart? Why do we drive on a parkway and park on a driveway? Why are there no midgets on death row? But to heck with it, who really needs answers? All that matters is I was young once yesterday. So it must have been while I was cleaning fish. Trouble is, I have no memory of cleaning any aquatic creature ever in my life, not even as a hippie on a beach cleaning up after an oil spill, wiping down ducks with Dawn dishwasher detergent, petting them on their little duck heads, singing little duck lullabies, or at least a wild guess of what kind of lullaby a duck might like. You know, it really doesn't matter, does it? That light from Alpha Centauri took 4 years to get here. Einstein said that time and space are the same thing. Reckon that one out in your spare time. It doesn't matter. Life is what you make of it. Give me a bag of Doritos and a Diet Coke and a big book about Hitler, and I'm copacetic, content, riding high, lifting that bale, toting that barge, chopping wood and carrying water, being content with my lot in life, such as it is. It's a modest life. A ranch house in the suburbs. We barely make the mortgage every month, but we do it because my wife has a job with benefits, and I have one where the only benefit is applause, and I'll drive 800 miles to get it. I'll avoid Denny's and Bob Evans if at all possible. I don't know much about calculus, or Aldous Huxley, or Gregor Mendel's work in botanical cross-pollination, the result of which is marijuana so strong I can't smoke it anymore. But I do know that life is worth living, and living is all about love. And I know that for a hot second I was young yesterday. I was young once yesterday, and it was either while I was shaving or it wasn't. The end. Good morning. It's the Monday morning cup of coffee for Monday, November 27th, 2023. I'm your host, Tommy Womack, and let's have a sip of espresso together. It's an espresso day because I figured out how to work the espresso machine. Let's go. Coffee, espresso, either one. Bourbon, whatever your poison at this hour of the day. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Saturday night was wonderful. Played the Bluebird with Marshall Chapman and Matresa Berg. And if you don't know who those ladies are, Google them. Marshall Chapman was a very successful rock and roller in the 70s, and a singer-songwriter and author, and just all-around female raconteur. What would a female raconteur be? Raconteur? Maybe it's the same. Maybe it's genderless. I don't know about that word. Matresa Berg, she's in the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and she wrote Strawberry Wine for Dina Carter, and You and Tequila for, what was that, Dierks Bentley, I think? One of those guys. One of those guys with a cap on. Country guys should wear this hat. I should be wearing this hat at the top of the country charts. if I was still playing country music. I liked the Americana thing. I did Americana sounding records from my first solo record through to about the one before this past one, and I liked it, But I kind of woke up one day before I cut the I Thought It Was Fine record, and I realized, hey, in my jam box in the shower, I pick out CDs to listen to in the shower, and I don't pick out Steve Earle or Jason Isbell or Emmylou Harris or Lucinda Williams or any of those type of artists. And there's nothing wrong with them. Great artists, absolutely great artists, and I enjoyed listening to them for years and years. But I realized I'm not putting those CDs in the player to have a shower by. I'm putting in AC/DC, The Clash, the Rolling Stones. That's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And that's what I am. I have returned to rock and roll. If you've seen a live show with the band lately, you certainly know that. Government Cheese I'll work with every time we can get together. And there are 2 windows of time every year when we can do it. And I hope we do it every one of those 2 windows twice a year for till we die in a plane crash in Louisiana. Because we run out of gas. That's the ending I hope for Government Cheese, that we die in a plane crash, yes. And that we have our family with us, all our children, and everybody dies. That's my wish. That's how I hope it all ends. In 2044. There you go. I'm predicting that. In 2044, Government Cheese will go down in a plane crash that we could have escaped from, except we're all in wheelchairs and we're all unaware that the plane is crashing. We're too busy drooling and scowling out the windows and occasionally acting agitated and otherwise being completely nonverbal. That's how I want the cheese to end. That would be the best ending. Where am I going with this? Jeez Louise. Anyway, like I said, Saturday night was awesome. We did, the 3 of us, Matresa, Marshall, and I, in the round at the Bluebird. It's a Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend traditional thing. For 20 years, Marshall Chapman has had the Saturday night after Thanksgiving at the Bluebird. And for like the last 10 years, I've been a guest doing it, maybe more than 10 years. And Matresa always, and Will Kimbrough, except he was in Florida celebrating Thanksgiving with the in-laws, and he couldn't make it last night. He might still be in Florida. He might be flying off to play with Emmylou right now. You never know with that bugger. But I do know this, Sunday, December 10th, in Birmingham, Alabama, Birmingham Steve is throwing a house concert, and it will be the appearance of, as entertainment, Will Kimbrough and I as the Daddy Duo. That's in Birmingham, Alabama, December 10th. It's a house concert at Birmingham Steve's, and if you want any more information, just get in touch with me, Tommy Womack Loves You at Gmail, and I will point you in the right direction. Like a divining rod, I will point you right there. Next weekend, no gigs next weekend, at least none that I'm playing. I'm going to one. Next Sunday, the 3rd, Bob Dylan's in Evansville. And everything I've been reading online says that he's really hotter than a firecracker right now. He's really enjoying himself. The shows have been really good. And he's even been playing guitar now and again, which I'm excited about. I'm not that crazy about Bob at the piano. Seems like sometimes he's playing random stuff just to mess with the other guys. I don't know what his deal is there. But Doug Lancio and Bob Britt, 2 dear friends, are the guitar players in the band. Doug, I've known Doug Lancio since 1983. 40 years I've known that guy. And he's a terrific guitar player. He's produced a couple, he produced a single that I made during the Trump years called We'll Get Through This Too. Doug produced that for me and played some guitar on it. And Bob Britt has been with Bob Dylan off and on for ever since the Time Out of Mind record. We're going back like, more than 25 years. Great guys. I understand that Charlie Drayton is drumming, who was in the Expensive Winos with Keith Richards. And Tony Garnier is still on bass. I don't know who the multi-instrumentalist is. Donnie Herron, maybe? I'm just spitting in the wind about that. I'm not sure. But he always has a great band. And when he's in the mood to do it, it's a great show. When Dylan's in a bad mood, like he was the last time I saw him, it's not a good show. I saw him at the Riverfront, and I took Nathan with me, because I've had this sort of mission to make sure Nathan sees all the classic acts as possible before they pass away. You know, we've been to see The Who, we've been to see the Stones a couple of times, McCartney, Kiss, there's others. He's taken me to see Tool twice now. Can't say I understand their music, but he's taken me there. Anyway, the point is, I took him to see Bob Dylan at the Riverfront because I wanted him to be able to tell his grandchildren that he saw Bob Dylan. And Bob was in a bad mood. He rarely smiles or says anything anyway, but he doesn't scowl as much as he did that night. And it wasn't a very good show. He was banging on the piano at random moments, out of time, out of key. It just musically wasn't pleasant. And he did Tangled Up in Blue and stopped after 3 verses. Tangled Up in Blue is a 2.5-minute song. Imagine that. I mean, it's an 8-minute song. It's got 12 or 13 verses in it. I know them. I can play it right now if you want me to. I don't have the time, and my guitar's in the car, so I can't do it. By the way, don't leave your guitars in the car. They get stolen, or it gets really cold and the neck gets fucked up. But if you're me, go ahead and leave the guitar in the car, because that's something that me, Tommy Womack, will do. I shouldn't. I get back from gigs like I got back late Saturday night from the Bluebird, and I'm too lazy and tired to get the guitar out of the back seat and carry it 40 feet into the house and set it down on the living room floor. I'm too lazy to do that, and I cherish that. I cherish my laziness. I embrace it, my shiftlessness, my indolence, my lackadaisical laissez-faire approach to life and the living thereof. Oh, I'm hot today. I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. I hope your travels were safe. I hope you're settling back into the routine of things. It's holiday season now. Start shopping. Don't wait till the last minute. I've already got 3 presents bought myself, so if I can do it, you can do it. Don't be afraid to say I love you first. Don't let the bastards get you down. Rock and roll all night and party every day. God bless you. I'll see you next Monday, and I'll tell you how Bob was. Raise them up. Problem. I got mine too. Let's focus on mine and it'll be good for you. It's all about me, babe. It's all about me. Can't you see?